Okay, so Redfall, it's here. Everyone knows the state of the game. Everyone has seen the overwhelming backlash surrounding the game and Arcane and Xbox, and I don't like to be overly negative about video games. Game development must be one of the hardest things in the world to get right. I'm not even going to come close to pretending to understand the magic and talent behind getting video games to run. I'm also not a diehard Arcane fan. Dishonored, Prey, Deathloop, all great games, not really my cup of tea though. With all of that out of the way, I'm going to show you what the beginning hour of Redfall looks like. First thing, I'm playing on the Xbox Series X. The 30 FPS cap hurts my feelings. It really does. Unfortunately, I am a frames per second snob and the 30 FPS limit it's just rough as guts. Onto the game. I choose Jacob Boyer as my character. I always go stealth in these sorts of games, so I immediately went with him. In hindsight, I kinda wish I went with Layla or Devinda. They seemed much more interesting, but hey, maybe I return to Redfall when the 60 FPS patch drops. I don't know. And I swear, that's the last time I will mention frames per second. I pinky promise. We watched the Microsoft PowerPoint TM introduction to the game, and we're in. We meet Mama Vampire, and as fate would have it, she does not kill us. Thank you, Mr. Sun. We're on a ferry that has been wrecked. I'm surrounded by dead bodies, and we're met with a scene of havoc. The vampires have literally parted the sea, like another certain fictional character. And honestly, this looks super cool, and it gives off the Arcane vibes that we've all come to know and love. I find a scribbled note near a body, relaying information that a gun is stowed in a car in the bottom decks of the ferry. Before we get to the car though, I managed to find a different handgun on someone. We head downstairs, and sure enough, we stumble across the car from the note. And it has the gun. The same exact gun I just picked up. I suppose some players might have missed one of these guns, so the note is an attempt to make sure that they find at least one, I guess. I don't know. We make it outside of the doomed ferry, and we're met with the Sun being given the Mr. Burns treatment.
I call this enemy the Sun.
Again, very Arcane, very cool. And then we come to our first combat situation. A bunch of cultists. I dispatched them pretty easily with the handgun and quickly realized that this game does not feel great to play. Further on, I find a key that will unlock the upper deck doors on the ferry, so I make my way back, hoping to be rewarded for my exploration. And I actually am. I find a shotgun with a stake bayonet crudely attached to the front of it. I also take a peek through a pair of observation binoculars, which are pointing directly at a big yellow ladder that I had previously missed. Okay, again, this is good. It's good player direction, and I kind of appreciate it. Also, the other pair of binoculars, well, they weren't as helpful. I head up the ladder, and again, I'm rewarded for my exploration. I obtain a sniper rifle, and am now pretty kitted out before I've even left the first area. This seems cool. It seems like there's a lot of player freedom, good rewards for keen exploration, etc, etc, etc. This is where that stops, at least for me. In the 5 or so hours that I've played of Redfall, never again did the map design afford me more instances like this. It's a shame. This starting area gave me a whole lot of hope for what the rest of the experience would be like. Around this time, I open my first lockbox as well. I give up one of my precious lockpicks and am rewarded with 1 shotgun shell, 2 assault rifle bullets, and a piece of food that I instantly consume. What? Like what? It's kind of absurd. Yeah, no, didn't like that. I make my way to the local fire station where the arcane magic begins to spin itself up again. I get given a choice of entry into the building. I can go head on, I can go sneaky, or I can go extra sneaky. I kind of just kill everything outside and then take the rooftop anyways, and it's severely apparent that this is not the same arcane magic present in their other titles. I killed my first vampire, and I thought it would have been more of a spectacle or more of a moment, if you will. However, it's honestly just pretty meh. I shoot it and then stab it and it dies. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. Yeah. I don't know. I level up, unlock my first ability, which is the Raven, who will mark enemies for me. It's kind of a shit ability, to be honest with you. It's not that helpful. I don't think, at least. We get given another cutscene, and yeah, it's just another Microsoft PowerPoint TM presentation. And yeah, that's mission 1's finished. I meet everyone in the fire station. They aren't very interesting. One of them gives me a new shotty, which looks freaking badass. It looks so cool. At this point, I discovered that all of the weapons have collectible skins, which I really like. I love it when games do this sort of thing with gun customization that you unlock through playing. Yeah, it's cool. I accept my next mission and head outside. So, the two choppers are taken down by vampire lightning magic, as you do, and we have to track them down for survivors or loot or supplies or story or something. I can't really remember. We just have to get to the smokestacks, and that's it. I run across my next set of enemies, and yeah, I just rinse the shit out of them. Everyone's harped on about it already, so I'll just quickly say, yeah, the AI, it's not great. It's not the best. I make it to the first crash site, fight my way through the enemies surrounding it, and I get rewarded with a portable UV beam weapon called the Medusa. Super cool weapon, super fun. This ends up being my main against the vampires. I reached the second chopper crash site, and yeah, there's no big boss encounter, which I was kind of expecting. There's not really anything at all. No big reward, no big set piece, there's nothing. And yeah, that's what 1 hour of Redfall looks like. Look, I didn't want to just end it on that. I was kind of really hoping for a boss to show up here. My hour was getting pushed pretty hard, so I'm not going to end it here just yet. So here's some footage of me decimating an army of vampires who have holed up in this random canyon near the second crash site. The Medusa just rinses them. Beam, stone, punch. Beam, stone, punch. Beam, stone, punch. Oh yeah, and also I found this sniper rifle, which was actually 4 different sniper rifles. Haha.